Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I found something a little bit different and I'm going to a country I've not been to for quite a while, and that country is China. And take a look at one of their special forces menus. Now this particular one is their menu number 3. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this Chinese Special Forces ration. Now, I've done a translation. It's the first time I've had one of these. This does translate as Special Forces. People have done reviews of similar ones and they said they belong to the Marines, as in the Navy. So whether the Chinese consider their Navy to be Special Forces, I don't know. But I'm going on the translation. This badge here says Special Forces ration. It has a list of contents on the front there. This particular one is the menu 3, and the contents say it contains Dongpo pork meat, multi-grained rice, braised quail eggs, tomato egg drop soup, crispy radish and spicy sauce. What most of them are, I do not know. We shall find out. On the back it has the complete breakdown of all of those components with their nutritional value, obviously written in Chinese, so it needs to be translated, but very detailed. There is a tear open notch at the top there, both sides, so we shall just give this a tug and see if it actually works. Nice, easy opening. So, what does this Chinese Special Forces Menu 3 actually contain? Now, first off the bat, we have the customary meal kits. Now, as we've seen before in Chinese rations, they come pre-packed in a fantastic ration heater. So I should be getting those out in a moment. There's one. We also have a little sachet here. This is probably either the crispy radish or the spicy sauce. This one actually feels like the radish, so that's probably the spicy sauce. This is probably the crispy radish. We have, I'm not sure what that is. That could be the braised quail eggs. Obviously I'll do a translation and we shall find out when we open them. That must be the tomato egg drop soup. It feels like it's a block of noodles. We have the second meal, which contains probably the braised rice. We have a very nice looking bowl, paper bowl, so let's have a look at that now. So it is a nice little eating bowl with spoon and a little serviette and napkin. And last but not least, we have the measure for the water to add to the flameless ration heaters. So I won't be using the flameless ration heaters, I'll be saving these. I do know these Chinese ration heaters go like rockets, so I'm going to open them now and save these for a future camping trip. They are excellent. They have a reputation of being among the best ration heaters. So obviously one of the mains, it is unlabelled, there's no labelling on there. I was a little in Chinese, but it will either be the Dongpo pork meat or the braised multi-grain rice. And surprisingly, this one only has one heat pad. Usually they have two, but I'm sure that will still be exceptionally good. And we shall have a look in the other one while we're here. It is nice, they also have a recyclable reheating sleeve, heat sleeve. And that does contain the second part of the meal. That feels like it's probably the Dongpo pork meat. And that one is the rice. So this is the contents of the Chinese Special Forces Menu 3. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And so, as you can see, I now have everything here laid out on the tray. I've had the Dongpo pork and the multigrain rice boiling for 15 minutes, which is longer than usual. I normally give it about 10 to 12. I've given this 15 because, as I said, rice you need to make sure is scalding hot. I've also massaged the rice because it was a hard block, and I can confirm it's very hot. There is no hot drinks, but you do need to make up the soup mix. So I've read the translation. It says add to a bowl and mix in the required amount of hot water to taste. So I have here a handy cup with no hot drinks, so I might as well go in there. So this is the tomato egg drop soup. It's a little compressed block there. Very compressed, some interesting components looking at that. So now I shall just put that into the mug and add, using the Chinese spoon. I do have the American US. As you can see, they're very similar, just slightly different shape, and they're similar strength, so it's a good quality spoon. And I'm just going to add what I think I would like to that block. Again, I always say you can add but you can't take away, so I shall give that a little. There is a smell of chicken there, and there is actually what I think might be chicken. I don't know if you can see. There is some floating bits. I can smell chicken. So I shall just leave that for a moment, let it do its thing. Very interesting looking soup. While that's doing its thing, I shall take a look at the quail eggs. So these are braised quail eggs. That's certainly something different to what I'm used to. They are little eggs which are brown, obviously from probably the soy sauce or something therein. We have what I think is the crispy radish. We should put that to one side as well. Crispy radish. Keep that coming. There's not a large pack, just a small pack of crispy radish there. We have spicy sauce, which I think I'm just going to open the corner. I've had some of these before and they can be pretty powerful, so I'll be a bit careful with that. A little bit of spicy sauce that's open there. And now we're down to the mains. So this is the Dongpo pork meat. So I'm going to open the rice first, and I'm using the bowl that came with the meal. So we'll just open the paper bowl there. And this is multi-grain rice, so I assume that's brown rice, white rice, different coloured rice. So a nice healthy portion of sticky rice. It's quite sticky. Let's give that a little bit of a break up. I'm sure it'll break up better once it's got some moisture from the meat. So that is the rice. Now the meat and juices. Quite a good portion of pork there. That is a nice looking meal. Some nice shredded pork with different coloured rice. It's nice to see the bowl is holding up. And I'm also, just because there is no other drinks, I'm going to have a palate cleanser, water. Troops will always have water. If you've got no tea or coffee, they will always have a canteen of water. So, come back to this soup. It's very watery, so I think I was right not to put too much in there. So, first off, I'm going to have a taste of this tomato egg drop soup. Quite bland. It has a taste of chicken stock, like fresh chicken stock. If you boil a chicken carcass, chicken bones, the stock before you put much more to it, that flavour's there in the background. There is definitely a taste of boiled chicken. There is tomatoes in there. I'm trying to fish some out. That's a little piece of tomato. Fresh tomato. Looks like some chive or some onion, some spring onion. I think scallions, as you call them in the US. A very natural tasting. Almost like it's just come out of the boiling pot. Very natural, very interesting. Slightly salted, slightly peppered, but it's a very natural chicken stock. That's a very nice natural tasting soup. You can actually taste the chicken, fresh chicken, even though it was a dehydrated block. Refresh a palate there. I think I'm going to have a look at one of these braised quail eggs. Excuse fingers. They look like they've been pickled, almost like pickled egg. Not what I was expecting. There's not a lot of flavour there. It does taste just like an hard boiled egg that has been left in water, so it's gone watery. So it's like eating hard boiled egg but with a watery texture. Not a lot of flavour. I assume they're just there to add a little bit of extra protein. So what I am going to do, I'm going to try this little piece of this crispy radish. Little shavings of radish in a very, very mild vinegar style sauce. So I'm just going to try that with the egg to see if it will give it any sort of lift. It does, but not a lot. The egg doesn't have a lot going for it. So, start with the rice. Sticky rice. The rice is sticky, stuck together, but it looks like it's just plain boiled rice. On its own, it's just that. Plain white boiled rice. I'm not sure what the yellow grains are, but they give it a little bit of an extra grain flavour. But it is just a boiled plain white rice. Most people should be very familiar with that. The Dongpo pork. So as you can see, it's shredded pork. It looks like it's pulled pork. It's stringy, it's chewy. There is a sort of aniseed background flavour, aniseed, star anise, something like that. Very mild, very delicate in the background. Let's try a little bit. The meat is very stringy, very chewy. Try a little bit with the rice. That frees up the rice. Those grains are separating nicely in the juices. A little bit of moisture, I don't know if you can see. The rice is clumpy and sticky to the side here, but where it's got the moisture, it's breaking up into a nice free grained rice. Again, delicately flavoured, not in a negative way, it's just not over exciting. That pork is cooked but requires still quite a lot of chewing. Try a little bit of the hot sauce. It is just a, I don't think the spoon will show it, it is just a brown thick sauce. A little bit first, little and often, you can't take it out. So a little bit of that hot sauce. Not as fiery as some have had, but there's still a little bit of kick there. Certainly gives the dish a much needed lift. Without it, it's bland, not tasteless, just very basic flavours. So a nice large mouthful there. Definitely needs the hot sauce. The hot sauce is a mixture of liquid and paste, like a chili paste, but it does add lots of extra flavour to the rice. And also a little bit of the radish. I'm also going to add a little bit of the hot sauce to the soup. Good old stir, because like I said, the soup is very mild in flavours. It just tastes like fresh chicken broth, a chicken carcass that's been boiled to make the broth. There is now an oily film on there, so now I've added the hot sauce. To me, that has given it a much improved flavour lift. It's also got a bit of a kick now. I think I might have put a little bit too much in there. Let's have another taste. No, I was just unfortunate to get a bit of chilli or something with the first breath, mouthful. So, overall, a simplistic, but with the addition of the hot sauce, hot paste, a tasty, enjoyable, if not different, something I'm not used to, but it is a tasty, enjoyable, filling meal. Would I have it again? Yes, I would. That's the indicator. Would I buy this, especially again, just to eat on its own? Yes, I would. It is a different dish I'm used to, but it is, with the hot sauce, a nice, tasty combination. So, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you, and goodbye.